In this episode, I wanted to quickly chat about my default shell and a few things I find useful about it. I'm using the Z shell with the Oh My Zsh Framework scripts and the Robby Russell theme. So I'm using the Z shell or Z shell depending on where you're from, but I'm actually using Oh My Zsh, which is an awesome framework that wraps the shell and gives you all types of cool features. Oh My Zsh has lots of different themes and plugins for making your command line life easier. You can read all about it on the website, but there's around 250 plugins for things like Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, and you name it. This can be really useful for smart command line autocomplete and autocorrect. There's also lots of themes you can try out that make your command prompt look pretty cool. You can check out the GitHub page and it has instructions on how you can get it installed. The page also chats about themes, plugins, and just general configuration of the framework. Here's the plugins page too if you want to browse through it. I'll include all these links in the episode notes below. So you can see there's things like Ansible in here, lots of things around Docker, Git, Kubernetes, etc. Likely if you're doing something in the command line, someone has written a plugin for it. But there's also lots of cool themes for dressing up the command line too. I'm just using the default Robby Russell theme and it works pretty well for me. If you're at all interested in this, I'd say have a look through here and I'm sure you're going to find something you like. Alright, so let's flip over to the command line and I wanted to show you two things about this shell that I use pretty much on a daily basis. Just as a bit of history, I switched from the bash shell a while ago and I've been pretty happy so far. The first thing I wanted to show you was tab completion. So say I wanted to change into the downloads directory, but on my Mac the downloads directory is capitalized. Well, the Oh My Zsh framework will detect what capitalization is needed and automatically switch it for you. So you can write it in lowercase and it'll figure out what's needed. I know this seems super simple, but honestly it removes a lot of friction for me working at the command line, just not having to guess the capitalization of things. The second thing that I use pretty much daily is the command prompt Git integration. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's create a directory called episode 68 and let's change into it. Now when you're working in this framework under a directory that's under version control, Oh My Zsh will show you. So let's run git init in the repo here. See how the command prompt changed? Personally, I use this all the time to visually tell me what state a Git repo is in. Say for example, if a change needs to be pushed or if I'm working in a particular branch. It's just nice to visually see this. Honestly, I know these are super simple little things, but they sort of compound and remove tons of friction at the command line. I know there's lots of different command line integrations for showing things like the current time, system load, etc. So I just wanted to show you a few simple things that I use on a daily basis. I'd recommend checking it out if you're at all interested in this and see how you find it. Alright, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.